Hi, this is Gregory Possiman coming to you live from Todd, North Carolina. Well, I said live. I'm live right now, but as you're watching this, it is, of course, recorded. I would like to welcome you to the holiday season of December. Regardless of your religious or spiritual beliefs, it is a holiday time for many of us. And those of us in the Western world, of course, celebrate Christmas, and this is the monthly message for December of 2020, the last month of 2020, and I dare say quite a few people are happy to see the year 2020 ending. I believe that we have been through some pretty severe challenges as a race. I'm referring, of course, to the pandemic, which is, I believe, about to take a turn for the better, given that there are a number of vaccines that are about to become available. And I'd like to announce that on the 12th of December, we will do a webinar which will deal with the pandemic, the state of the world, the global nations, as it were, on Earth. And that will be featuring Metatron, Sananda, and Kuan Yin. So that will happen on Saturday, December 12th. And if you are interested, by all means, join us. And we will, of course, be channeling from Todd here. And you can enjoy that in the comfort of your own home. And I would like to also suggest that if you're interested, on the 25th of November, I did a radio show on Om Times Radio with Melissa Caprio, and that was Sananda being channeled. And Sananda talked about acceptance and gratitude. So self-acceptance was very big in that particular session. And if you're interested in that, you can look at the monthly newsletter and find the link on Om Times Radio with Melissa Caprio and Gregory Possiman. You can also take a look at the latest channeling download that is on our website. That's www.gregorypossman.com. And on that particular download, it's all about the stream of consciousness and breathing into the stream of consciousness. And that was, I think, a very powerful channeling. I think it runs around 30 minutes or so, and that's available for download on gregorypossman.com. So I would also like to announce finally that on December 6th, that is a Wednesday, I will be on Melissa Caprio's Om Times radio show again as a guest. And if you're interested in that, you can listen to it live. If you're not available at that particular time, you can, of course, go back to the website and listen to it recorded. That will be Om Times Radio on Wednesday, December 6th. So without further ado, let us jump into this month's channeling. No idea who's coming through or what they will talk about, so we shall see. Greetings. We are indeed the one who is called the Archangel Michael. Some call us Michael. You can call us whatever you like. It is true that the end of your year, your calendar or Gregorian calendar year, is drawing close. And it is to understand that as much as we do to persuade you to look forward, it is a good time perhaps to look back upon the accomplishments, your accomplishments of the year 2020, to take a moment and give yourself permission to Congratulate yourself for your growth. To give yourself permission to look carefully at the improvements you have made in your life, the changes you have made within yourself, and the manifestations that you have taken throughout the year in order to make the world a better place to be. Perhaps these are things that you have done for other people. In other words, the difference that you have made in the lives of others. Perhaps it is the opportunities that you have taken to come closer and closer to the energy called the Creator. There are many things that you could look at over the past year. Some of them perhaps will not be as positive as you might have liked. In other words, given that you are human, then possibly there were those aspects you didn't handle quite up to par, one might say. Things that you didn't handle well. Maybe some things that you left behind. And possibly some new things that have come into your life, into your world. And how did you measure up in your own estimation? Oftentimes, you are extremely pressuring of yourself. In other words, you put a great deal of perfectionist kind of pressure upon yourself to be the most perfect being you might be able to be. And we are not saying that that does not give you motivation. It does motivate you. And sometimes it creates more pressure than you need. Sometimes it begs for self-forgiveness, so to speak. And perhaps that is something that is going on for you. So give yourself permission in the next few moments of time to look into that mental inventory from the month of January of 2020 on, when you may have been incredibly optimistic about all of the changes you might have been able to make in your life. Which of those changes actually manifested? Which did you bring to completion? And which are still waiting? By our count, you still have some time in this particular year to allow yourself to make the changes you would desire. And they do not have to be permanent changes. In other words, you might choose to be a little bit more self-loving just for a day, even for an hour. You might choose to do something kind for yourself or another. You might give yourself permission to contact someone you've not been in contact with for quite a long period of time. During what you call this holiday season, it is an excellent time to reach out to those friends, family members, and acquaintances that you've had no contact with for quite a while. You might even take the opportunity to allow yourself to swallow your pride, so to speak, and reach out to someone whom you believe has injured you, ambushed you, betrayed you, or not lived up to the love, the expectation that you might have had for them. And reach out and simply say, "We have not talked for a long time. Let's get together for a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Let's catch each other up, so to speak, on our lives." And you do not have to mention this, but it might be very healing for both of you. Certainly it will be healing for you. You do not need to go into the expectation of what happens for the other, but give yourself permission to heal. And maybe there are those who have passed away during the course of the year, made their transition to the other side. And perhaps it's time to imagine a little statue of an angel placed upon their grave or wherever their cremated remains might be located. And you do not have to go there for that. You do not have to be in the physical. You can literally sit down and allow yourself to close your eyes and imagine that you are sending angelic energy to the soul of that being. Just a few moments of your time. Perhaps say a prayer for their evolution forward in terms of their spiritual journey. Give them an opportunity to know that someone is thinking of them, even though they may not any longer be in the physical. It is an opportunity for you to allow yourself to reach out to them, as you say on your planet, and to offer a bit of healing, a bit of grace, and maybe even a bit of forgiveness. And allow yourself to breathe and think about your objectives. Maybe you wanted to take a course in the course of this year. Maybe you wanted to take a class of some kind, and you didn't give yourself the time to do so. Perhaps you wanted to study Qigong or Tai Chi or something of that nature. Tease yourself. Look on the internet. See if you can't find a video about that particular subject. 5, 6, 8, 10 minutes and watch it. And just give yourself permission to explore and discover whether in truth that was something that you might still be interested in. And give yourself permission to wander a little bit and see what other kinds of spiritual subjects might be of interest to you. And give yourself permission, again, to be kind to yourself. Find that little black spot inside your shadow energy, if you will. What is it that you might have done over the course of this year that you're not proud of? And take just a few moments and maybe write a few sentences on a piece of paper, forgiving yourself for whatever that might have been. And then take the paper, burn it, bury it, or wrap it around a rock and tie some string around it, and throw it in a river or a pond or a lake, maybe the ocean, whatever is nearby. And what about giving yourself permission to sit quietly one morning very early and watch the sunrise, or perhaps watch the sun set? Take a few moments out in nature, and do not give yourself the excuse that the weather is terrible. Indeed, last evening, the snow came for the first time this year at the man's home, the one through whom we are speaking. He's thinking of going outside today and lying down in it for a few minutes and just enjoying the peace and the quiet. Maybe in his backyard, maybe in his front yard. He's not very fond of winter. Perhaps this is the year when he gives himself the opportunity to change his perception. And that begs the question, which of your perceptions might change? How might you change your mind in this, the final month of the year 2020? How might you change your outlook? And can you give yourself permission to see the year that is coming in, 2021, as a year of great optimism? A year when you decided that every day before your feet hit the ground, you would think to yourself, this is going to be a great day, a fantastic day in my life, an opportunity to enjoy all of the positive energy, that flows into the planet. Give yourself permission to make yourself the best you can possibly be, to smile at everyone you meet and greet, and to give yourself permission to go through even the most difficult of times, attempting to see the brightest and the most optimistic side. For indeed, it is said upon your planet that every cloud has a silver lining, and for us that is indeed a truth. We are the one called the Archangel Michael, and as always, we wish you the most powerful, the most incredible, and the most fantastic incarnation ever. So be it. This is Gregory Possiman. I want to wish you a fantastic December, and whether or not you celebrate the holidays, I hope that this particular month brings all the best in your life. So be it.